Welcome to our 90 Days Go Live Challenge.
Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. We are back in our 90 Days Go Live Challenge, and we're on day 11. And our topic is today is about people around you, and that's how important in the business and in our lifestyle also. So before we dive in on our program, our topic, my name is Teresa. I'm originally from Misamis Occidental, Philippines. I've been in the corporate job for almost 19 years. I work as a full-time forklift driver in a pit food company. And before I start this business, I'm just working a lot of hours, just like everybody else. You know, all I have for those years is just work, work, home, work, just the same cycle, the same paycheck to paycheck. There's no growth, there's no progress in the on those years. When I found this business for 2 years, for 2 years ago, everything changed. Not for that years, really, it's for me, it's a life help. It really helped me change my my plans, my goals in life, and I have I have a roadmap with what I want to do in the future. Before, I was just all I have is just like just the same cycle, just work. You have nothing else to look forward, because all you have is those you're still in your comfort zone, that you feel comfortable what you have, and you're comfortable with your full-time job, that you don't have to be worried about anything else. But when things happen in last year about my job, that's when I realized that we need to have something that can really a backup plan, for our future if something happened to our full-time job. Because for me, what I experience is like, for me, there's no job security right now. Everything will change. It's just a matter of time. What our company will decide, or whatever your full time job, wherever you are. Yung talaga ang that's the like we cannot have control, kung ano mang mangyari sa kumpanya natin na tinatrabahuan. So for me, at that time, I realized that I need to venture in different different new opportunities, and this were what it take me in this online business. Guys, I don't have no experience in business. I don't have no computer experience, but because of their training they provide us, lahat po matutunan. We have those step-by-step video training, and we have a community support, global community support, that will help us and guide us into this journey. So that's why I launched this business, and for 2 years now, I'm still learning, and that's my what I'm looking forward from it is to achieve those financial freedom and this time freedom. This is the only way that I can really, give me a time freedom. Because of that, like, you're owning your own online business. Now you have control of your time whenever you want, whenever you run your business, whenever you want to show up your business. So lahat po dito ay pinoprovide, and also marami ko talaga nakikita sa community na they achieve their time freedom and financial freedom. So for me, this online business is a life-changing opportunity. It's not an overnight success, but just imagine for how many years you've been working in a corporate job, and the same, like, no matter what hard work you put in, you still don't have not to gain this time freedom. But in this business, you know, you matter how hard you work, you have a result. You give your result. You give your time freedom and financial freedom. So that perspective changed me when I found this business. So I have a lot of dreams that I will achieve that through this online business. So I hope you guys stay tuned, and I hope you will get some value with what we shared today, and also our stories why we start this business. And I'm gonna let my business partners, Coach Rislene, to share why she started the business and her story. Go
Hi
ahead,
sis, thank
sis.
you. Thank you for inviting me this 90 days go live challenge. I appreciate your time and also the effort here. So hi everyone, good afternoon, good morning, or good evening, wherever you guys are in this online world. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Rosalyn Adkins. I'm originally from Cebu, Philippines, but based here in Maine, USA. Before I started the business, I was a volunteer firefighter, a fitness coach, and a full-time healthcare worker. And for those three jobs, I was still struggling. I was struggling financially, no savings left, living paycheck to paycheck because as a breadwinner, I pretty much have two responsibilities back home and here. So for that checks to come, they divided into two and nothing left for me at the end of the month. And I realized that I really burnout hits me. As a full time healthcare worker working 72 hours a week, it wasn't easy. Um, when that burnout hit me, I realized that if I don't change the situation that I was in 3 years ago, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years from now, I'll be in the same cycle. Daily grind, no savings, living paycheck to paycheck. So I prayed. I really prayed and asked God's guidance because, guys, I don't have any business background, no computer background, and I was very, very shy. But it's because of all the tools that we have in our community, the training, the automation, um, the the support, the because here we do have mentor and coach that really guide you, and then all of that, I am able to launch this business. Of course, it will say I was very shy, but confidence comes from learning. Comes from knowledge after you take actions, and we do have trainings here for that. So that was 3 years ago, and I am so grateful because this business did it just change my life slowly, but it gave me more options in life that, like I would say, 5 years from now or 3 years from now, I'm sure that this business will able or sooner to let go of my full-time job and I can go back home anytime I want. And also, like, when it comes to savings, because when it comes to business, guys, this is your own. We don't have boss, but skies is the limit if you operate and really believe in yourself that you can achieve anything you want. We will dive into this topic about people around you. So, what am I looking forward into this business is to achieve that the time freedom and financial freedom because we cannot get back the time. It's past. But what we can do is to do better. You have to learn every single challenges that you have in your life and then do it better the next day because the past is past. We cannot do anything about it, but we can be better the next day. So stay tuned and hopefully we'll give a little bit value. You can pick up a little bit that what we share here based on our opinions, our knowledge here of what we learn in this business. Back to you, Face.
Thank you, sis. Yeah, it's really for us, for our audience, if you hear what Coach Roslyn's story, you guys, we cannot really change our situation until you take actions. Is we cannot be staying stuck if you don't really looking for anything that can really help you change it. So now we're gonna discuss our share our topic today. So sometimes the people around us can either help us grow or keep us comfortable. So when you say comfortable, it's like comfort feels safe. Like for me, but for how many years yung 19 years, imagine 19 years, I was comfortable because for me I still have getting overtime. Our job is still there. There's no downsizing that. But that time last year, it's only like I've been in the company for almost 9 years already. So it happened like within 8 years when I was there to change that they're downsizing. So that comfortable really, like it's staying in the same routine, same mindset, same excuses, and never trying something new because it feels easier to stay where we are. So now if you compare it about growth, but growth is different. Growth challenges you, it pushes you to learn new skills, meet new people, and think bigger about your future. So before I started this business, or learning about this online business, I was surrounded by normal mindset. Just work hard, survive, and repeat. That's what I've been doing for 19 years. So I mean, there's nothing wrong with hard work. Still work hard every day, but I realized I wanted more and more opportunities for myself and my family. I just don't want to be stuck in another 23 years, you know, bef- before I get my retirement. I don't want to be working paycheck to paycheck, for another 20 years. I don't want to be staying the same cycle. So if you surrounded people the same way over and over, you're gonna be, there's nothing gonna change. So for me, the biggest change happened when I started surrounding myself with people who talk about goals, discipline, financial growth, and building something for the future. That's why this our mindset, and that's what I found this in the online business. You know, the kind of environment changes your mindset. So we have a lot of community groups that really help us grow this business. No matter what challenges you've been through, no matter what background you went through, because if you stay around people who only focus on comfort, you may be stuck. And that's what with me when I back on for how many years, but when I surrounded myself with people who want growth, starts believing bigger things are possible, like in the business, like here, this is what here I changed is my mindset from employee mindset to a business mindset. No, that's the only thing we have to think about is when you start the business, you know I know you always want is the extra money. That's what we always think when you join business, all you think about is money. But you never really think that the biggest that you need to invest is your mindset before you think about getting result. Because if you only focus on money, the only thing you have is like if you don't see results in the business, that's the time you have to like give up, because that's what your mindset, your found your you have your foundation is not really focusing on what you want to be sharing to people. You're only focusing is the financial, the money that you want to earn or you want to get in this online business. But here, it's normal that we have to think about it because that's why we really want extra money. But for here, that really changed a lot because we're gonna show us what really important for us to get results is to change our mindset. And that's what I learned a lot in here in this online business. So for example, if you surrounded with people that scare, like you always says it's too risky, you cannot do that, just stay where you are, that you will probably will stay the same, like you're always your same cycle. But if your environment says that try it, if you're surrounded people like learn the skills, you have nothing to lose, you gain more if you open your mind to opportunities or then improve yourself. For me, I was like when I back for how many years ago, all I did just sleep, go back to work, then repeat every single day. And then on weekends, catching my sleep because I work 72 hours, 80 hours a week. So that's the cycle that we need to stop. Always keep asking yourself if this environment, if these people around me can really improve myself, I can even grow myself. It's that's always we have to think before we, I mean, it's if it's our surrounding, we have to spend, yeah, few hours, less hours. That way we cannot absorb all this negativity that they have in their mind. So for in our business, your environment influences your habits, your mindsets, and results. So growth starts when you place yourself in a room that challenges you to become better. So for me, that's how I learned in this in on the online space in our community, that showing up into your business, talking to people that have the same mindset, grow that, we never really let other people behind in this journey. We always gathered, we always help each other to be more productive, to be more active to this business. And also all the leaders, they try their best to put their time back in this community for us to get really successful in this business. So that's it for me. And Coach Roslyn, what you think about this? Like, can you share about how like it's how important that people around you in this journey.
Yes, yes, thank you so much. And yeah, I can relate to a lot of what we have a lot of similarities, really. You mentioned about people around you can either help you grow or keep you stuck because it is true, and that's why, guys, it is so important to protect your mindset and be around people who encourage you, inspire you, and push you to become better. Because as what Sister Teresa mentioned, for 19 years in a corporate job, you are surrounded with people who like no go. Kumbaga, comfortable, yung comfort zone, you go to sleep, work, same cycle. But you are one of those people who wanted more. So that's why, guys, always remember not everyone will understand your dreams, and that's okay. Sometimes people speaks from their own fears. Kumbaga takot sila, hindi pa nga nila nasabukan, pero us here, we tried, we get out of the fair because we are starting something that scares everybody. So, kumbaga, speaks from their own experience or their own limitations. So that's what really, alam mo, Sis Teresa, I learned that when I started surrounding myself with positive people, like dito sa community natin, because we are surrounded with a lot of with positive people. They maybe communicate through online, but it was so amazing when we get a chance to meet offline. That was a year ago already, I think. No,
Yeah, yeah, last year.
so, and like the positive people, the mentors, because growth minded individuals, guys, is they are really like, if you want to change that situations, that's what you need, the mindset slowly change too, like, when from employee mindset or from kumbaga kung ano mang normal life mo to wanting more, to be surrounded with people, because remember, as what they said, if you are surrounded with 5 millionaires, you will be the 6 millionaire. So that is very, very important. And the right environment can change your confidence, your habits, and even your future. So if we would say not in business, we would say if you want to work out, if you want to lose weight, or if you want to change your lifestyle, you have to find someone that are fit, go to the gym, because you will be the next one that will be fit because you will adapt her habit, of eating healthy, going to the gym, and just stay committed, because as what they said, who you're surrounded with, it really matters. And it is true. If we look back, yung sa mga, if you're watching this or gonna be watching on replay, look and think back about your life. Sometimes we need to pause in our life and just think. We are too busy getting distracted from so many things in life, and we forget to really think about our life, and so you really have, it is so important to choose your circle wisely, stay connected to people who really bring peace, growth, and really encourage your life to do better, to be better, because in life, guys, we only live once. And if you choose, always remember what you choose. If you choose to stay where you are, then that is your options. If you want to choose to live better, live your life with no someone telling you that this you clock in and clock out, and someone you need approval for vacations, or you need to pick up overtime for vacations, then that is your options. The best way here, what I can tell is be who you want to be, and that is very important. And surround people that you want to be, because like here we are surrounded with almost how many thousands of entrepreneurs in the business. Sometimes we even get overwhelmed from those communications, so we need to stay connected, stay connected with that group, because one day we will achieve what we called impossible. Yung sa mga in your comfort zone, there's so many people there's so many things that you're takot ka. Kumbaga, sabihing imposible, hindi yan mangyari. Posible po in our online world, in our business world. Lahat posible. It's just a matter of stay connected. And this, just hang out with the people around you that already walk into this journey. Thank you so much. And that's for me, sis.
Thank you so much, sis. I remember you said about, if your life wants to be like, if you focus in your fitness and something like that, just for your example, it's really it's a good example for that, because that's how we have to look at other people to follow. We don't really copy them, but just for like us, like a role model, to be like, because if we see ourselves, that's our future gonna be. That's, I think, we can really focus and we can really push ourselves to be on that person. I heard one of the podcasts last night. If you wanna like be like really nice, fit, nice body, find a picture of them, just cut off their head, put your picture in there, and then just look at it every single day and do something that can really change that. So for me, I was like, I'm gonna try that. If I want to be really focusing on what I'm gonna change in my life. So in our business, the same way, we can have five ways to just small steps that we can really change our how we gonna run our business. So thank you, Coach Roslyn, for today's our Go Live challenge, and also tomorrow. Before we end our Go Live, guys, we have our free live webinar that happens every Tuesday and Thursday, 5 p.m. PST or 8 p.m. ST. If you are really curious of what we're doing here, why we always go live now in the social media, or our faces all over the platform. If you're really curious, we have our free live webinar that happens every Tuesday and Thursday at 5 p.m. PST or 8 p.m. EST. If you really, all you need is register your name and your email address in the website that you see in the screen, and just watch the webinar. And if you really see, if you love what you see, reach out to us and we will help you and guide you in this journey. And okay, guys, thank you, and I'll see you tomorrow for our next Go Live. Thank you, everyone. Have a nice.
I love about this digital business is that we have step-by-step training. It's global. And also we have automated system that operates 24/7.
I love that the digital business is global, it's automated, it's flexible, no need for inventory, and I love that it's very scalable and the lucrative income is phenomenal.
My digital business gives me the peace of mind that one day my plan B will become my plan A.
We earn money passively online while spending time with family.
My digital business allows me to purchase the newest device on the market, thanks to...
And the best part is, even as I'm speaking to you right now, our digital business is still running, earning passively for us 24/7. It never stops.
So what I love about this business is that the huge earning potentials, and we do not have to recruit people because we use that tested and proven automated system, so right people comes to us.
We joined the business because we want to be out of the rat race of living paycheck to paycheck.
Working two jobs is really tiring and physically demanding. Thanks to this digital business that allows me to work anywhere.
The reason why I started this business is because I have a goal of retiring my husband early. And also,
what I love about this business is the automation system that's worked for me 24/7. Wherever I go,
I love that this business is flexible and automated. I can do what I love most. Look after my...
I joined this business because I want the flexibility that I can work anytime, anywhere, and my business runs in the background for me 24/7.
What I love about this business is the automation, and
I want to build a legacy now so that I can pass it on to my children in the future.
It's the automated system, the flexibility and portability. I can work anytime and anywhere I want to.
What I love about this business is I can earn extra income.
With my digital business, I work smarter, not harder, anywhere and anytime. I chase.
What I love about the business is the automation. It provides results while you are sleeping, while you're spending time with your family, and while you're out and about.
The step-by-step video-based training that they provided me, and also the fantastic.
Because of this business, I was able to resign from my stressful job and now enjoying my time with my family and building my own business.
Working 24/7 non-stop. How amazing is that? And we have this beautiful community who is willing to help you to be successful in this business. You're not alone. So come.
And we are proud digital business owners. Hooray!